I agree. I agree. I almost said it. Where? Ba. Maybe. 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 Big Raider. What a difference like 2 years makes. Yes. What a difference. No. No. This is not good. Better be the damn guy. Because it's just night and day, dude. Like, uh, you guys know, I was anti-Reed. Hated him. He was horrible. Last year, fantastic. And you know what I liked? You know what I liked from week one? So, I I kind of all my friends know this. I don't know if I've really talked about it on the show, but like I love white linebackers. Don't really know why. I just do. But and I kind of like white safeties too. They're few and far between, but like to me, if I see a good white linebacker, like I know he's a fucking crackhead, bro. Like I know he's a fucking nut. And like Luke Kuechly was a fucking nut. Sean Lee, even though he was a dirty cowboy, he was a fucking nut. Brian Urlacher, stupid. Just time and time throughout. Dude, even freaking Leighton Vander Esch is a fucking nut. Like, These guys are nut jobs. Stuart Bradley was a fucking nut. Jason Short was a nut. The only white linebacker that like wasn't there. Guess what? There's like 2 white linebackers I can think of that weren't nuts and they sucked. Mark Semino and fucking Kiko Alonso. Garbage. And even like your safety player, Eric Weddle. Like there's something about the linebacker position and the safety position where, like, especially if you're a white guy, because you're not the most you're 90% of the time you're not the most athletic, but you have this edge to you, and especially actually not even a white safety, a safety in general, you have to have an edge to you. Yes, it is not 15 years ago where Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, and Brian Dawkins were ripping your head off over the middle of the field. But that's a position where you have to have an edge. And you know what I thought Reed Blankenship was very, very good last year. But this year, that game against Dallas, I don't know if it was just Dallas, and he needs to continue to show it throughout the course of the year. But he had an edge to him Thursday night. Like, normally, and even though I thought he played great last year, those plays, like the Ferguson play, the CeeDee Lamb drop, like he's always a step late to the party. And it was just like, oh, Reed, like, I wish you would have got there a second earlier. He was on time. And I want to show that Lamb drop on Tuesday because I think one of the big factors as to why he dropped that ball was Reed almost picked it off after he dropped it, after it hit off of his hands, but I think he saw Reed coming and he did not want to get hit. And guess what? Yeah. And if you are in that position and can make these receivers second guess and take their eye off the ball, it was a good call. There was nothing that he could do. So if they didn't call it, I wouldn't have cared. But that's going to get called 99.9% of the time. But ball don't lie. Ferguson dropped it, and that's why. That was another thing. He was on time with that. Nothing you can do in the play to Ferguson. Yes, he's defenseless. Yes, Blankenship didn't have anything he could do. It's just no. The ball has to be hit at the line of scrimmage, and you still can't hit a guy in the helmet when he's defenseless like that. Hitting his hands is kind of what makes him a defenseless receiver in that situation. It's just a shame being in the red zone. It's so bang bang. Yeah, it don't matter. Guess what? Austin Collie has CTE because of Peyton Manning. All those hits got called. Like the quarterback has to throw to a spot, and both the receiver and the defender are trying to make a play. They're just going to err on the side of caution and throw the flag when the receiver gets hit in the head. It's the nature of the sport. But him being there, like, I will take one of those penalties if that means my safety's getting there and forcing incomplete passes. Now, if that Ferguson play is not in the red zone, I guarantee you it's not a penalty. Because it's not as that window is not as tight. So it doesn't look as bad. It doesn't look as intentional, or there's an opportunity to kind of maybe dissipate and dive out of the way, stuff like that. Like the red zone and how cramped that space is makes that play look a lot worse. But I'll take a 15-yard penalty against him every game if receivers are scared over the middle of the field. Because that is a lost aspect of defense in the NFL. and it's why quarterbacks really don't have a problem attacking the middle of the field, is because there's not enough safeties that can get to the play quick enough. And like, especially that Ferguson play, if they wouldn't have called a penalty, I wouldn't have given a shit. I was pissed that they called a penalty, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But you are going to make these receivers think. And if they take their eye off the ball, especially on those plays over the middle of the field, you're going to lead to drops. It's going to lead to a nice hit where you could force a ball out, or it's going to lead to turnovers. So he is taking through 1 week. So I don't want to. Yeah, hell, I said Campbell's a stud already, so I'm going to say it about Reed. Adding that to his game is going to even make him an even better player and have an even better year. He's not afraid to get down into the box and play the run, and I love that. And he can tackle. There was a couple plays in the first half, but in the second half as well, where him and Campbell ended up making plays like near the line of scrimmage when Dallas kind of went empty and tried to hit those short routes in the flat and those checkdowns in the flat. I love having a safety that can go down there and make a tackle and flow to the football. Yeah, got to dive in deeper to what Makuba did, but the plays that stood out and made it on TV, I'm very impressed. Cooper looked okay. Yeah, he got up there at the line of scrimmage on some of them plays that looked good. Some of the coverage left a little bit to be desired, but I think they were throwing a lot at him too. I thought Quinion played great. Yeah. Uche had a couple nice pressures. They started getting pressure in the second half, especially in that fourth quarter. It's hard to judge this D line like outside of Jordan Davis, because I just thought Jordan Davis having to step up into the role that he had to step up into. I just thought Jordan Davis played great. It's so hard to judge this defensive line without Jalen Carter out there. Yes. Matt did bring up asking about Zadarius Smith. Well, let's save that for later then. True. I want to see what he has. I don't know what he has left in the tank. I think you need depth though, and I think B.J. Ojulari being a healthy scratch is. I was surprised he made the team. I like Uche. I'm not big on Ojulari. If Zadarius Smith fills that role, then that's fine. If he's healthy and if he can play, Zadarius Smith's very good against the run and very good at getting to the quarterback. Yeah, I know they were not